Why does Jesus appear to be so rude to the Canaanite woman whose daughter is afflicted by a demon? For one, he seems to ignore her. Secondly, he says he was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And third, he says it's not right to take the food from the children and throw it to the dogs. But the reason why Jesus does this is twofold. First, it's to draw faith from this woman, who confidently comes up before Jesus and persists in her prayer, and even matches wits with Jesus by saying that even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the master's table. But the second reason why Jesus does this is to help his disciples overcome their racial biases. In the view of the Israelites, the Canaanites were some of the worst people in society because they weren't just Gentiles or pagans or idol worshippers, but they sacrificed their own children to demons. And now this Canaanite woman is coming up before Jesus because her daughter is afflicted by a demon. But this woman's faith is meant to be an example to Jesus' disciples, which is why at the end of this passage, Jesus commends this woman by saying, "O woman, how great is your faith." And what makes this woman's faith so great is when she first comes up to Jesus, she doesn't say, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on my daughter," but rather, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me," because she's the one in pain. And when Jesus says that he was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, she doesn't say, "Lord, have mercy on my daughter," or "Lord, help my daughter," but rather, "Lord, help me." The reality is sometimes we too might have biases, and we might judge others for their perceived faults, and we fail to recognize our own faults. And so in our own prayer, we need to say, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. Lord, help me to overcome my faults." Because when we start to do so, and we start to persist in our faith, then what we'll start to recognize is how much the Lord wants to help us and change us, so that he can free us from the demons that bind us, whether it's demons of gossip or lust or judgment. So this week, simply make a notice of what's afflicting us, and recognize that these are the things that we need to be freed of. And then cry out, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me." And when we start to fall into sin, when we start to be tempted, just cry out those three beautiful words the woman prayed, "Lord, help me."